Welcome to Modern Motoring and the 2025 Mazda 3 Sport. For those of you familiar with the channel, I'm trying a new angle because it never hurts to try new things. And well, this is what I'm going to go with for this time anyway. We'll try a few different ones and future videos. But back to the 2025 Mazda 3. This is year 7 of the 4th generation. There's a lot of rumors saying that there's going to be an all-new 5th generation in 2026, and I kind of believe them because Mazda doesn't usually hang on to things too long. There's a lot of cool stuff in the pipeline for the Mazda brand on the whole. They just dropped their CX-50 hybrid. Apparently there's a new CX-5 coming, a new CX-5 hybrid. They just put up the 70, they just put up the 90. So let's focus on this, and I will go straight to the good stuff. I think this is the best manual transmission car you can get in 2025 under $50,000. And yes, that includes the Hyundai Elantra N. So here's why I think that the Mazda 3 Sport manual is so good. First off, Mazda isn't making you go for a base model to get a manual transmission. It's the GT trim, and it comes with pretty much everything that you need and then some. So you get a 360 cam, you get a head-up display, you get a sunroof, you get a premium Bose audio system. It looks beautiful in any color. It doesn't hurt that their red is one of the best, if not the best, in the mainstream market. And you know, it's not like, well, you get cloth seats and you know nothing else, no heated seats, no heated steering wheel. Mazda's done an excellent job here in providing so much value for the manual transmission. Now, I'm going to try not to jump too much in the video, but we'll see. Here is the first instance of me jumping a little bit. I think they're going to kill the sedan for the next generation. I've hardly seen any of them on the road the past few years. I don't see a world where the Mazda 3 sedan sees the 5th generation. I also, and I really don't like saying this, but you just gotta follow the information and follow the data and the trends. I don't think there's gonna be a manual Mazda 3 anything for the 5th generation. I think by whittling it down to only one trim for 2025, sure, it's a top trim and it's great, but there's not enough of an uptick. And it's really too bad because this is the best car in class for driving dynamics. Nothing even comes close. And yes, I know I said the Elantra N because it's a manual, but it's a high performance manual. So this is better than the Corolla, it's better than the Civic, it's better than the Golf, it's better than the K4. There is nothing as good as this if driving dynamics are a key factor for you for a decision-making process. And it's not especially fast. 191 horsepower, 186 pound-feet of torque, and it's through a 6-speed manual transmission. Did I say 2.5 naturally aspirated? I shouldn't say it's not fast. It's brisk and it's quick, but fast it is not. If you want something fast with a Mazda 3, opt for the turbo engine. But you're not buying for speed at this price point. You're not buying for speed in this class. Shifting is effortless, and I've tried to do terrible shifting like back when I was 16 and I was starting to drive, and I've tried doing jerky shifts and shifting at high revs and low revs, but the 3 is just so well engineered. So if you are looking for something with a manual transmission under $35,000, heck, even under $50,000, I would absolutely recommend this over and above anything else. And that's what makes the Mazda 3 so special, right? Sure, looks are subjective. I think it looks beautiful. I don't care about that big blind spot in the C-pillar because I use my mirrors, and well, blind spot monitoring along with a ton of other safety stuff comes standard. The inside is so elegantly done, and it's in a premium class of its own, but it's the driving dynamics that really set it apart here. The one gripe some people have is with the infotainment system, and this is me sitting where as I normally do, and this is my hand out, and I can't reach it. So if you look at my head right here and the headrest, I've got to come up, I don't know, maybe a couple of inches, and then I can get to the infotainment screen and do whatever it is with it. I'm going to come to a stop sign, I'm going to turn right, and I'm not going to quite gun it, but I'm going to give it a little bit of gas, and we'll just give it a quick listen. right, so that's 80 right there. There's the speed limit. So then it's not fast, but it's brisk and it's quick, and it'll get you up to your highway speeds without any issues at all. And yeah, I know this isn't a typical review because usually they either do a perks, quirks, and irks, or if it's an all new or refreshed vehicle, I'll go through what the changes are. Everything's pretty much the same here from 24 to 25. I will go over a couple of gripes. I guess we'll make it to a partial perks, quirks, and irks. The steering wheel is not fully heated. The top is not heated. The bottom's not heated. Next up is that it's gasoline only. And yes, Mazda's got a hybrid CX-50 borrowed from Toyota, but they do have the CX-90 and CX-70 with mild hybrid technology. So we know they have it. And I think they're going to wait for the all-new generation before they drop it in here. And it would thoroughly shock me if there was no hybrid offering at all for the Mazda 3 for Gen 5. Now, you can also get the Mazda 3 in a few different ways. You can get it front-wheel drive, you can get it automatic, you can get it manual, you can get it turbo, you can get it all-wheel drive. So I think there's a lot of options. I think there's too many since Mazda's a bit of a smaller automaker and compact sedans really aren't all that popular. So I expect some of those options to go away. I think what Mazda's going to do for the next generation is they'll keep the hatch / sport. They'll go through all 4 trims. Again, GS, GX, GT, Suna. I think they'll toss the front wheel drive. I think they'll toss the manual. It'll be all-wheel drive as standard, and you take an option sheet box for, I'm going to guess, another few $1,000, and that'll get you your turbo engine. And the base or standard out of the box trim will be a hybrid trim. I can't see Mazda pouring extra resources into this. But back to the actual vehicle itself. Sorry for jumping. I apologized in the beginning. Tried not to do it, but here we are. If you are looking for a vehicle that is in the compact class, you want something with unmatched driving dynamics in a straight line, low speeds, high speeds, twists, turns, back roads, country roads, whatever the road conditions are, minus the off-road stuff, obviously. Nothing beats the Mazda 3. It is just so well tuned. It is so well engineered. It's relatively quiet in the cabin, and even if you find it to be a little noisy, crank up that premium Bose audio system, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, wireless charging, head-up display, all the standard safety, the blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, lane departure warning, lane keep assist system, automatic high beams, adaptive cruise control. So it comes pretty well decked out. Leatherette trim seats, decent amount of cargo space, 569 liters with the seats up. Not the best in class, but definitely good enough for daily use. Fuel consumption, this runs off a 50-liter fuel tank. The all-wheel drive runs off a 48-liter fuel tank, and fuel consumption ranges. So here it's 7.6. You go all the way up to the all-wheel drive turbo, and that's, I believe, 8.9. A quick aside, usually I have a set of notes somewhere here, and I'll glance down at them when I come to a stop, just to make sure I'm on the right track. But you can see there's no notes, there's nothing at all. And yeah, it's a whole new type of video, and I hope it catches on. I'm, as of today, which is January 18th, 19,964, 65. So by the time this comes out, I really hope I'm at 20,000 subscribers. And it's time to change things up a little bit. And I realize there's power and consistency, but at the same time, yeah, you gotta try new things. And you know, maybe this is the thing that helps modern motoring really break out into the next level. So I'm gonna keep the camera going. I don't think I've got many cuts or edits to do here. I've been fairly good as far as hitting a steady stream and hitting a good flow. And oh, it's snowing. I'm up in Caledon, by the way. Every other review you've seen for the past, I want to say 2, maybe 3 years, has been filmed in Mississauga, somewhat near-ish where I live. But I'm like, you know what? For a new video and a new camera angle, I'm going to go to a new place. So up in Caledon, which is about half an hour north of Mississauga, a lot of country roads, a lot of rural roads, not a lot of traffic, and maybe this might be a regular thing. It's all sorts of new stuff. Anyways, let's wrap things up here on the 2025 Mazda 3. So pricing goes from the mid-20s for the base trim, which is automatic only, 28 and a bit for the second trim, Again, automatic only. GT trim comes in at $34,450, I believe. We'll call it $35,000 MSRP. I think it's absolutely worth it if a manual transmission is important to you, and there's not many of them left. The Civic is automatic only, sorry, CVT only, except for the SI. Corolla doesn't offer a manual aside from the GR Corolla. Again, if you want a new vehicle and manual is a mandatory thing for you, this is it. Simply put, this is it. And I don't usually go all out on this is the best car for this because there's so many variables, but this is a niche car from a smaller automaker. They've done pretty much everything right here, dollar for dollar, and driving impressions being the primary factor here, and fit and finish. It's far more premium than any of its competitors. This isn't quite a swan song for the 4th gen Mazda 3 because I don't know for sure that the 5th gen is coming in 2026, but I really don't see how Mazda continues with the manual. MX-5 will have a manual until there's no more MX-5. Very niche spot there, but for what this is, you can't beat it. And if you're thinking about waiting for 26, maybe take that gamble. But again, the driving dynamics, the interior, the standard safety, the infotainment, the technologies, this is the whole entire package with a manual transmission that is unmatched for me. That's going to wrap it up for the 2025 Mazda 3 Sport/hatch manual review. If you have any questions on what you've seen, let me know in the comments. I'm always happy to get you answers as soon as possible. I'm always happy to engage in respectful conversation online. I encourage you to subscribe to our social media channels. Whatever the future of social media is, that's where we are. And if you are a new viewer and you've made it this far, I invite you to subscribe because without you, there is no modern motoring. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you. I thank you. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.